Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
A football player who catches, or is supposed to catch, a forward pass. Law. A person, usually appointed by a court of law, who liquidates assets or preserves them for the benefit of affected parties. A person who receives something. Set that receives radio or TV signals. Earphone that converts electrical signals into sounds. The tennis player who receives the serve. A football player who catches, or is supposed to catch, a forward pass. A football player who catches, or is supposed to catch, a forward pass. A criminal who commits homicide, who performs the unlawful premeditated killing of another human being. Law. A person, usually appointed by a court of law, who liquidates assets or preserves them for the benefit of affected parties. A person who receives something. The semantic role of the animate entity that is passively involved in the happening denoted by the verb in the clause. Set that receives radio or TV signals. Earphone that converts electrical signals into sounds. An athlete who plays American football. An athlete who plays American football. Relating to or of the nature of a legal trust, i.e. the holding of something in trust for another. A fiduciary contract. A person who holds assets in trust for a beneficiary. It is illegal for a fiduciary to misappropriate money for personal gain. A credit card processing bank. Merchants receive credit for credit card receipts less a processing fee. A corporation gaining financial control over another corporation or financial institution through a payment in cash or an exchange of stock. A person who acquires something, usually permanently. The financial institution that dispenses cash in automated teller machines and collects a fee from the bank that issued the credit card. An unofficial association of people or groups. The smart set goes there. Get ready for a particular purpose or event. Set up an experiment. Several exercises intended to be done in series. He did 4 sets of the incline bench press. Representation consisting of the scenery and other properties used to identify the location of a dramatic production. The sets were meticulously authentic. A relatively permanent inclination to react in a particular way. The set of his mind was obvious. Disappear beyond the horizon. The sun sets early these days. Decide upon or fix definitely. Put or set, seeds, seedlings, or plants, into the ground. Establish as the highest level or best performance. Set a record. Urge to attack someone. Set down according to a plan. A carefully laid table with places set for 4 people. Usually followed by to, or for, on the point of or strongly disposed. We are set to go at any time. Converted to solid form, as concrete. Make ready or suitable or equip in advance for a particular purpose or for some use, event, etc. Determined or decided upon as by an authority. The time set for the launching. Equip with sails or masts. Insert a nail or screw below the surface, as into a countersink. Locate. The film is set in Africa. Fixed and unmoving. With eyes set in a fixed glassy stare. Put into a certain place or abstract location. Adapt for performance in a different way. Set this poem to music. Psychology, being temporarily ready to respond in a particular way. The subject set led them to solve problems the familiar way and to overlook the simpler solution. Become gelatinous. Situated in a particular spot or position. A house set on a hilltop. Fix conclusively or authoritatively. Set the rules. Evil Egyptian god with the head of a beast that has high square ears and a long snout, brother and murderer of Osiris. Arrange attractively. Alter or regulate so as to achieve accuracy or conform to a standard. Estimate. The process of becoming hard or solid by cooling or drying or crystallization. He tested the set of the glue. Bear fruit. Set in type. My book will be typeset nicely. A group of things of the same kind that belong together and are so used. A set of books. Any electronic equipment that receives or transmits radio or TV signals. The early sets ran on storage batteries. Apply or start. Set fire to a building. A unit of play in tennis or squash. They played 2 sets of tennis after dinner. Being below the horizon. The moon is set. Fix in a border. The goldsmith set the diamond. Give a fine, sharp edge to a knife or razor. Mathematics, an abstract collection of numbers or symbols. The set of prime numbers is infinite. Put into a certain state. Cause to be in a certain state. Set the house afire. Put into a position that will restore a normal state. Set a broken bone. Set to a certain position or cause to operate correctly. Set clocks or instruments. The act of putting something in position. He gave a final set to his hat. The descent of a heavenly body below the horizon. Before the set of sun. Phonetics, an individual sound unit of speech without concern as to whether or not it is a phoneme of some language. Electronic equipment that converts sound into electrical signals that can be transmitted over distances and then converts received signals back into sounds. I talked to him on the telephone. Electroacoustic transducer for converting electric signals into sounds. It is held over or inserted into the ear. It was not the typing but the earphones that she disliked. Get or try to get into communication with someone by telephone. Electroacoustic transducer for converting electric signals into sounds. It is held over or inserted into the ear. It was not the typing but the earphones that she disliked. Electroacoustic transducer for converting electric signals into sounds. It is held over or inserted into the ear. Electroacoustic transducer for converting electric signals into sounds. It is held over or inserted into the ear. An athlete who plays tennis. A person who is entitled by law or by the terms of a will to inherit the estate of another. The recipient of an annuity. Someone who transfers or is transferred from one position to another. Law, someone to whom a title or property is conveyed. Law, the party to whom something is assigned, e.g., someone to whom a right or property is legally transferred. The semantic role of the intended recipient who benefits from the happening denoted by the verb in the clause. The recipient of funds or other benefits. Having or arising from a benefice. A beneficiary baron. The intended recipient of a message. Someone who receives something on the promise to return it or its equivalent. A member of a conference. A person on whom something is bestowed. 6 honorary were conferred. The conferees were the person to whom merchandise is delivered over. A person who relies on another person for support, especially financial support. Contingent on something else. Addicted to a drug. Held from above and hanging down. Of a clause, unable to stand alone syntactically as a complete sentence. A subordinate, or dependent, clause functions as a noun or adjective or adverb within a sentence. Being under the power or sovereignty of another or others. A dependent prince. A person who relies on another person for support, especially financial support. Contingent on something else. Addicted to a drug. Relying on or requiring a person or thing for support, supply, or what is needed. Dependent children. A person who receives support and protection from an influential patron who furthers the protégé's career. The recipient of funds or other benefits. One to whom something is addressed.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.